Stay tuned after this episode to listen to me on the Princess Pod.
This is the Nerdball Podcast with Lorenzo Melcher.
Thank you, everybody, for downloading this episode of the Nerdball Podcast. It is just me today, solo. So you just roll right into the episode. And this is the Nerdball Podcast. I guess I could have done that, but I don't have to worry about it. And I had to put a front and an end to this because it's all one thing. So thanks for continuing to listen to this podcast, for liking, reviewing, sharing, subscribing. Picked up a couple more YouTube subscribers, so that's pretty excited. Also, a new thing, if you're into it, is Twitch. You can follow me on Twitch. Just search the Nerdball Podcast. I think my official username is _Nerdball_podcast. But check that out. I did my first one yesterday. I don't even know. I wasn't even sure if it was working. I think I had to have Mateo take my computer and see if he could hear me. I don't think my mic was working. So I play Fortnite. So if you would like to hear me chat and play Fortnite, then you can do that. It's something I don't think I'd ever want to do that. But I enjoy watching other people on Twitch, and I have all the stuff I need to set it up, and it was pretty easy after talking to the football players. Coach, is pretty simple. If you have an Xbox, you just click a couple buttons and you can do it. So I figured it out, and that's what I did. So I tried it for a little bit. Seemed pretty cool. Obviously, it's better when you have people following you and watching you, because you can use the chat feature and talk to people and ask questions, or they ask questions and that kind of stuff. I'm still going to try to figure out a way to actually use the because right now it's just playing video games, but there's something I can do with podcasting with that. Maybe someone comes on and I podcast with them as we're playing video games. I don't know. Maybe I go on there and let people know who I'm going to be interviewing next, and I can put questions in the chat that they'd want to hear from them. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm still gonna be messing with it, but like I said, check it out over there. So this podcast is everywhere. Now we're on Twitch. So Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, anywhere where you listen to the podcast. You'll find it. So I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about our last football game we had. We were in Marysville, in just outside Columbus, and 2 years ago we went there. They had a really good football team. We got our butts kicked pretty good in the playoffs. So this year going back as a regular season game was pretty exciting. They have a pretty nice stadium. The locker room was super hot, so we were outside at halftime and pregame. But it's a nice place to go, and the field itself is nice. And it was a really great game. If you weren't aware of the game at all, we came out pretty hot. Our defense got a turnover and we scored, and we were up 7-0 pretty early in the first quarter, and it remained that way until halftime. It was 7-0 at halftime. We just we're struggling moving the ball from time to time. We'd have drives, or we'd get a penalty and knock us back, or sack and knock us back, or just a negative play. But our defense was killer Friday night, and that's what kept us in the game. And Marysville, their offense just grinds on you. And these bigger we're Division I, but these bigger Division I schools have, they don't have players going both ways typically. So, you get worn out. We have players that play both ways, and you just get worn out. And that's what this offense is designed, just to grind and grind and grind and wear you out. And that's what was happening. So eventually, we came out again. First, we got the ball first. Very first play, Nick Oros, our running back, took it to the house, 72 yards. And we had a couple good blocks by our tight end and our wide receiver that kind of sprung him. Zach Schroeder had a really good block as one of my tight ends. So I was excited about that. And we were up 14-0 right out at halftime. But like I said, that offense just grinding you down. And they end up coming back 14-14. And again, we had some drives, and we had some drive killers. We had another turnover. Our tight end had a turnover, but I don't say it to be obviously it sucks. No one wants to have turnovers, but I think the main point of that is he had a turnover. It didn't cost us a game. They didn't score because our defense was playing really well. And obviously he was bummed about it. I would be too. As if I was a player, I'd be bummed if I had a bad play or a turnover that hurt our team. But what I think is important, and most coaches will tell you this, it's not like it's some brand new thing I'm thinking about. But I think what's important is like football, you have so many chances to do something. There's so many plays. The game isn't end all be all in one play. There's a lot of chances. And I think that's important for all the players to understand. If you do mess up, okay, that play happened. You can be upset about it, and let's get ready for this next chance. And his chance came up again, and he had a real big catch and run for a first down, and set us up for at the end of the game to try a potential game-winning field goal. And he is also the snapper, so that is another chance for him to come back. And he did. It was a little high, but he got it back there, and the holder got it down, and the kick went through the uprights with 8 seconds left, and we won the game 17-14. So to go back to that fumble, bad things are going to happen. I mean, you can't always play the perfect game. In fact, it rarely happens. So to understand that you have chances, you have multiple chances to come back and affect the game. And, he took advantage of those, and we took, as a team, took advantage of those and was able to win the game. And that was exciting. That was a couple years ago, when we went to Marysville. The week before, we beat Fairmont 7-14, I believe, Kettering Fairmont. And that was the most exciting game I've ever been a part of. And it was, and our head coach asked us at the time of that Marysville game 2 years ago, I was like, what's the most exciting game? I said that last week when Fairmont was at Perrysburg. And then last year, St. John's game was thrilling. We went to overtime. I've never been a part of an overtime game, so that was exciting. But I think this week, this last Friday, has replaced the most exciting game I've ever been a part of. Like, there's like more fun games when you beat Massillon, Washington, when they come to your place, when you beat them 56-7 or whatever it was. Like, those are more fun because you're killing them the whole time, so there's no tenseness of it. But just the most exciting it was that game, because there are these ups and downs, and it was tied for a while. You don't know who's going to win, and then it's been tied for. I remember looking at the clock, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's still tied, and we only have 3 minutes left. So like, it was going by fast, and but I think there's a big difference between most exciting, and fun. The fun ones, are usually blowouts because you're having fun the entire time. This is exciting because it's not always fun. Like, good things don't always keep happening, and so you gotta be up and down. And as coaches, you gotta remain as in the middle as you can, because your players are feeding off your energy, and if you get up or two down, they feel that too. So just trying hard to stay in the middle as best you can to keep those players from falling too low. But it was exciting, and it was a lot of fun, and it was cool. I got to experience it. Me and Mateo drove separate because I got out of work a little later than I wanted to. So it was cool to drive down with him. He had just got back from camp for the previous 3 days, and he was pretty tired. And we just sat in the truck and drove. And then on the way back, we stopped to get some food and talked a little bit. And then he crashed pretty hard after a burger. But it's cool to experience that kind of stuff with him. Being able to hug him at the end of the game and everything. And I can't wait till if he decides he wants to keep playing football, for him to be in high school and be able to hug him after games, after he's played. That'd be cool too. So it's cool to experience all that. And his little buddies, they're out there being ball boys, and we had 2 ball boys or water boys had to step up because it's an away game. It's far. Our normal water boys couldn't be there because they're little kids, and their parents aren't going to drive them all the way out there to be a water boy, which is understandable. So we had some guys step in for that too, which I appreciate. But yeah. Also, I'm on here by myself because I had someone cancel, but that's fine. That happens. So stay tuned after the end of this podcast for the Princess Pod. Lo was on, and we talked a little bit about the Princess Pod. She was pretty excited about it. I don't think she's never used Zoom before, for a podcast anyway. She always is right next to me or on the microphone. So she thought it was funny that I was downstairs and she was upstairs, and we were still talking to each other. But check that out at the end here in a little bit. Coming up, I think I have on Thursday, I got Jason Jordan coming on the podcast, who is the band teacher director at the Perrysburg Junior High. He's also in a band. I think they call themselves the Clipboards. I guess we'll find out on Thursday. I should probably know, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. So that's exciting there. And what else? More football. We're already in week 3 of the football season. This thing goes by. It goes by fast, and every year it's a new team and new things, but the time it continues to go by fast, and it's but it's fun. It's fun the whole time. I'm glad I came back. There was a chance I wasn't gonna come back, and I think I expressed that either here on the Dad's podcast, but I was able to figure it out, get it worked out, and at some point, I know because of my job that there will be, I just won't be able to make it happen. So I'll hang on to it as long as I can, and still be around. Whenever that day comes, I'll still be around and be volunteering and being a part of it still, just in a different capacity. So till then, I'll enjoy it up until that point, and I'll enjoy it after that point. So yeah, I think that's it. Like I said, follow us everywhere. Check us out. Like it. I think we have over 400 followers on Facebook, which is pretty cool. But I also have like 1,700 on my personal Facebook page. So let's get those numbers closer together. I have, again, YouTube, Twitch now, Spotify, Apple, everywhere you hear music or podcasts is where you can find me. If you are hearing this and are watching it on YouTube because you can't find it or something on your podcast catcher, then let me know what that is and we'll get it straightened out. But continue to support this podcast because it's very fun and I really enjoy it. And hopefully I've been talking to a couple people, got some cool, interesting guests coming up later in this month. So hopefully that keeps happening. We keep finding new people, new guests, and bring on some of the old guests because there is always people that want to come back on. They're just nervous on what to talk about the second time, but it's just a conversation. We're just having fun here. Just no big deal. So keep reaching out to me for people like that. I think that's how I think people reach out, say, hey, can I be on the podcast? Like, I want that. Like, I didn't even know you were interested or even listened. That's another cool thing too. Like, yeah, I listened to a couple episodes. I think I'd like to come on. So that tells me that the podcast is good enough for people to reach out and say, hey, it's cool, man. I want to do it too. So keep reaching out. I really appreciate that. But that's all I got. I appreciate you downloading this episode. As always, thanks to Real JP Multimedia, Cuttlefish Graphics, the Perrysburg Junior High STEM Lab, and Big Daddy Graphics for always helping out the podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Ladies and gentlemen, the Princess Pod with your host, Lillian. Lillian, how you doing?
Good. I literally just woke up.
Yeah, that's right. We had a cancellation and you stepped in and ready to go.
Yes.
What are we talking about today? Do you have anything in mind? You've been wanting to come on, and then I always feel like you don't have anything you want to talk about. Do you have anything you want to talk about now?
The softball tournament and softball tryouts.
Yeah, go ahead. So what about them? So we made a new softball team, or we were put on a new softball team, right?
Yeah, and it was in 10U.
Yeah.
And Kendall and Ellis are on my softball team.
Yeah.
And Molly.
Yeah.
And Emily and Maddie and Elsie.
And some new girls too.
And Johanna.
Yep.
And Sophia. Addie.
You know them all.
Daily.
Got it. Yes. Ava.
Oh yeah, Ava. Yep. I don't know.
That's all right. We've only had 2 practices. How do you feel so far?
Tired.
Well, you do a lot.
But at practice, I was tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all right. You still did a good job.
Good.
What about your baton? How's that been going?
It's good. For school, so we're doing like a show and tell. And
we're changing subjects here, topics. Okay, go ahead. School.
No, it's like about baton. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And we like had to put something in like a bag like that was about us, and I put one of my baton medals from nationals.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, nationals happened a few months ago, and then is it after nationals? Is that when you change everything, like you're a new routine or a new solo, all that kind of stuff?
Well, I think I only changed my teams,
Yeah.
but when I get older, I'm probably gonna change my um
Solo
my no, not my solo, my
show
show tour
show
show tour
twirl. So
every
is
year.
that still the same, or is that changed? Did you change it?
It's still the same because I got it this year, not too long ago.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah,
Um, and then your solo is kind of the same, but you add new stuff.
yeah, and in like 6 days, we're going to Cincinnati.
Yeah, we are going to Cincinnati. Well,
I'm too excited.
this will come out Monday, but yeah. So at the end of the week, on the weekend, we're going to go to Cincinnati, and who do we get to see over there?
Um, Lexi?
Lexi, yes, the featured twirler at the University of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know exactly all the details of what it entails for you, but I think you get to. I think you get
Are you
to
guys
do
gonna
stuff.
watch the football game?
Well, yeah. Well, so are you. I mean, you're going to be there the whole time.
Oh yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I wonder what I'm gonna wear.
Yeah, because I don't know. I haven't got any details yet. So I'm assuming you get to wear one of your costumes, I think, to
Yeah,
twirl in.
but
Mm.
I don't have any red costumes, and some of them are kind of tight.
Oh, it doesn't have to be red though.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
some of them are kind of tight. I'm probably if I were to wear one of my costumes, then I
Maybe
probably would wear my sophisticates one.
your parade one.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
yeah. We
Uh
just had a parade in Pemberville that I missed.
yeah, because we had other stuff going on.
Well, I could go if I wanted to skip the bridal shower.
Yeah, but yeah, there's other things happening though. That's all right.
Oh yeah, it was our spot in line was really good, but I thought it was 2.5 hours.
Yeah, they're usually pretty long. That parade's pretty long.
Yeah,
I never would go because I would has football, but
yeah. We got second place.
I saw that. Yeah.
I don't know like how you like I don't know how you do that. Like
Well, I'm sure
do it before
there's just judges that look at certain things. I would imagine it's not like strict like it's nationals. It's
like when
just
they like announce like our group,
yeah,
when they announce our group and we have to like do really good
yeah,
instead of like walking. We normally just walk, not march.
yeah, yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
tighten that up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's school been going? You started the new school
Good.
year. You only had one full week, I think, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
have a week like 8 days of school because we had one on Friday and then the full week.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And I have Miss Kenzie
Yeah.
as my teacher. I lost my streak, so
What do you mean
my
streak?
that's happy.
What
Um
streak?
I had all Mateo's teachers starting up from preschool.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You wanted to have your own teacher at some point,
What do you mean?
like a teacher
Oh,
that Mateo
yeah.
didn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have a good news, but for indoor recess, I'm with Harlow in Miss Hamilton's class.
Oh, nice.
Because we're not in the third grade pod.
You guys had
Like,
oh yeah, because you guys are kind of far away.
yeah.
You guys had
Yeah.
indoor recess last week because of the heat.
No, but we thought there's gonna be a heat wave.
Yeah, it was hot a couple days.
It was.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah.
Yes. My nose looks so big in the picture.
Looks this. Oh, is that all you've been looking at?
Yes.
No, it looks fine. Looks like a perfect little nose. You're fine.
I look at myself, not
Let's
on
see.
you.
Turn sideways. Turn your head sideways. Like this. Yeah, it looks fine. You're fine.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
And I was Jack Away winner on Friday,
Oh, nice.
2 days ago.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah, I was happy.
Congratulations.
And my
Congratulations.
too. And everyone that wins Dragway winner, they come into our classroom. But we're normally reading a book.
Yeah.
So we have to like interrupt the book and like write down their name, and it's a whole process.
Oh, okay.
And I sit next to a troublemaker.
A troublemaker? What do you mean?
Yes, I sit next to a troublemaker.
What do they do? Like just cause issues?
No, like when we're doing something and it's Free Choice Friday, if we're behind on writing, then we have to do it in the Free Choice Friday time.
Mm.
And yeah.
So it's not free choice if you missed your homework.
Yeah.
Or missed your work.
Yeah, but Free Choice Fridays, we didn't get to do it on Friday because we were behind on some writing that Mom still needs to fill out.
Yeah. She'll get it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one other thing you didn't even talk about.
What?
Your ears.
Oh, yeah. I got my ears pierced.
Yeah. So tell me about that. So tell me about the process. So when we get in, like when we're driving to the place, are you scared?
My legs, sometimes when my legs are like they're popped, but like they're on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, but only my toes are sticking up. My legs shake.
Yeah.
And they were shaking.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then when we get there, is there any point in time where you're thinking like you don't want to do it anymore?
Like, it wasn't that I didn't want to do it anymore. It was that I wanted it to be over.
Yeah, because you wanted your ears pierced for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
The computer just turned off.
That's fine. We're not on the computer.
Okay. Yeah, and it was just a needle. Needle.
Did he show it to you or no?
What?
Did he show it to you, the needle, or no?
Yes,
I don't remember. Yeah.
It hurt so bad though.
Yeah. Well, you're putting a needle in your ear. It does hurt.
If Mom didn't know how much money it was, if Mom knew how much money it was, she would have taken me to Claire's.
No.
You know, that's what she said. That's what she said.
Oh, you're funny.
But I think that's what she said.
So then afterward, because you cried a little bit because it hurt, which is fine. And then afterward, you're all happy, and then there was a couple days of yeah.
I was like, my ears are red.
Yeah, there's a couple days of crusty ears for a while.
And spraying them and getting it all over my
shoulder.
And all over the floor until we knew to go over the sink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now,
how do they
feel now? How do they feel now?
Good.
Yeah. Do they hurt at all anymore or no?
I touch them at school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just went swimming yesterday.
Yeah, the first time since you're getting your ears pierced. Now they're probably gonna fall out.
Dad, stop! And I had to cover them up because I can't let them get really, 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 really wet.
Yeah.
Or else get infected. But Mom said if it was fresher, then if it was like fresher, like my earrings I just got pierced, then they probably would get infected because the Band-Aids didn't really cover them up. Mom was about to go get duct tape.
Got it.
So
duct tape on your ears, but we didn't have to do that.
Yeah. They're still building the house.
What house?
I can't see you.
Oh, I disappeared?
Yeah, it says low
battery. All right, well, we better wrap it up because that means my phone's going to die.
Yeah.
So, okay, Lillian. Well, hold on. You're fine. You're fine. Just leave it how it is. We'll finish up here. Thanks for filling in and coming on the Princess Pod here. It was good to hear from you. Even though I hear from you every day, but I'm sure all the fans enjoyed it, and I'm sure they'll let me know how much they enjoyed it, and I'll tell you.
Yes.
All right. All right. How do you remember how you sign off?
No, I don't. Do you?
I don't remember either. Didn't you just say like bye? I want to say you just said like bye or something, but I can't remember for
Or
sure.
is it bye all my princesses and prince?
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. Yeah. So all right, go ahead.
Bye all my princesses and prince.